Hi, I'm Joe Wirtz, a reporter with StateImpact. You might have heard about an increase in earthquakes in states like Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Ohio, states not normally associated with earthquake activity. You might have also heard that these earthquakes might be triggered by oil and gas drilling. So today we're going to explain what scientists think might be going on underground. Now, we're not talking about hydraulic fracturing, but we are talking about the waste fluid produced by hydraulic fracturing and the waste fluid produced by all kinds of oil and gas activity. So today we're going to look at how this type of waste fluid might be triggering earthquakes. We're really talking about disposal wells. Now, what's a disposal well? In a lot of cases, it looks just like an oil and gas well. In fact, they are a lot like oil and gas wells. They could be old oil and gas wells. That's why you find them in petroleum-rich states like California and Texas and Oklahoma. They could look like this. They could look like this. They could have a bunch of tanks and pipes and compressors, but in a lot of cases, they just look like a nozzle in the middle of a field. Disposal wells are used to bury waste fluid deep underground. Sometimes it's hundreds of feet, but it could be up to 2 miles. So why do we need to bury this stuff? Well, it's bad for the environment. Oil and gas companies can treat these waste fluids, but that's really expensive. The EPA says it's perfectly safe to store this fluid deep underground because it's safely sealed under layers of rock. And because it's deep underground, it's far away from most of our drinking water, which is usually found close to the surface. So how does all of this relate to earthquakes? Well, we know that seismic activity is increasing in the mid-continent, and we know that a lot of these quakes are happening in areas that have had a significant increase in wastewater injection. So what do scientists think is going on? There are fault lines underground. They're all over the place, but they're usually held in place. See, they're compressed by all the pressure of the surrounding rock around them and all the weight of the rock that's above them. To understand how this works, take your hands, put them together. See, the harder you press your hands together, the harder it is to rub them. Same idea is going on underground. The U.S. Geological Survey says that injected wastewater can counteract the friction that's keeping the plates from slipping. When fluid is injected underground, it can add pressure to fault lines, and increased pressure can cause fault lines to slip, which can cause an earthquake. That said, there's a lot scientists don't know about how this works. They haven't decided on the correct combination of factors that increases the risk. Does it have to do with the age of the disposal well, or the pressure, or the volume of the fluid they're putting down underground? There's a lot of theories, and new research is coming out all the time. But there is a growing consensus among seismologists and earthquake scientists that there is a link between disposal wells and some of these earthquakes. For StateImpact, I'm Joe Wirtz.